Okay, in this video we are going to talk about terminal workflows. So we can open new terminals inside Tmux by hitting Tmux prefix followed by a key map that you can of course customize. In my case I press Ctrl A, which is the Tmux prefix, and S to split horizontally. Now if I press Ctrl A, V, I open a new terminal to the side vertically. Now you can also create a new window in Tmux. In this case I run Ctrl AC and I can move between windows with another map. Now I used to work like this before, where on the first Tmux window I spawned Neovim, and then if I wanted to run a simple command, then I move to the second terminal and run the command. Now that's completely fine to work like that, but I wanted to use the built-in Neovim terminals and have a terminal experience more similar like the one in VS Code, in which you can open a new terminal and toggle it with a single key map right inside your editor. So first I started searching for existing plugins to help us manage with built-in terminals. Now, if you don't know, in Neovim you can spawn a terminal by running command term, and here you have a terminal. Now, the reason I also wanted to use built-in terminals is that let's say I run a command and I want to copy text that we can see in the output. So the idea is that with built-in Neovim terminals I can still use all my plugins and key map combinations to move to text. For example, I can move with the plugin that I'm using to jump from one word to another, and also I can select text via word, jump, and then I can paste it. So it's just the terminal output becomes like a buffer, a Neovim buffer, where you can use all the key maps that you are normally used to and edit text the way you are normally used to. So now I wanted to have a key map to toggle terminal. Then the Neovim plugins that I searched were toggleterm, which is a great plugin where you can spawn terminals. It's like a layer on top of Neovim built-in terminals, where it can help you to toggle the terminals in a specific orientation. But the problem I had with toggleterm is that it doesn't work well with built-in terminals. The terminals that are spawned with toggleterm, they are named and classified with a special buffer called toggleterm, and I wanted to switch to to terminals that were also spawned with the built-in term command. Maybe you can configure it to work with built-in terminals, I don't know. I just had some problem with that, and then I discovered this plugin Terminal.nvim, which is the one that I am currently using. And with this plugin, it supports built-in terminals. So here it explains how to configure it, and we are not going to review it, but we are going to see the workflow. So in this case, if I press Command L, then I spawn a terminal, and if I press Command L again, then I toggle it. That is just what I wanted. And then also, if I simply create another terminal, let's say I press Command TH, which is a mapping that I have for, well, here in the terminal, in the term.lua file, we can see how I am using Command L to toggle terminals. Here basically I'm getting all the terminal buffers, and if there are no terminal buffers, I spawn a horizontally term buffer. In other case, I toggle it, and I have leader th to spawn a built-in terminal, and then I can toggle it. And also I made a telescope function to move between terminals. Let's say here I have PWD, and in this one I have LSA. So I can also switch between terminals by pressing TJ, and TK will move from one terminal to another, and I can still toggle it with Command L. Now this is very useful because, as I said before, I can use my normal keymaps to copy text and search for text inside the terminal buffers. Let's say I want to search the word Mongo, so I can still use the same Neovim keymaps that I am used to. Now, in case you are curious, the telescope function to list all the terminal buffers, it's, if I am not mistaken, I think, well, let's search for the word leader TE. Here I am calling term buffers, and if we move to this function, it's a custom function that I wrote, and you can, well, inspect the code, but this is simply getting all the buffers that start with term, and then it passes the information to telescope, so it can display the information, and when you press Control, then you open the terminal. Okay, so that's it for this video.